let's talk about Albo's personal response to the Bondi attack. I mean, the first time when it just started, I remember when he first came out, white as a ghost, clammed up. It was like a kid who'd been caught with his hand in the cookie jar. He just had nothing to say. And I think that first night he called some cabinet meeting or something. Remember, this is the same cabinet that he's probably removed ASIO from, removed the AFP from, removed any sense of national security from. So he's already caught with his pants down because he's obviously public safety is not number one priority for him. He's actually fine with it. He wants the government to come in and save the situation after the problem happens. And so he can bring in more restrictions, more laws, weaken the society, strengthen the government, the state. But yeah, disgraceful, his personal response, and immediately starts deflecting to the gun laws, blaming the guns, saying that Australians shouldn't have access to so many guns and things. Yes, look, it's a complete distraction from the ideology and the terrorism that is a constant threat in our society, because it's occurred over countless years, repetitively around the world. There's training camps for these Islamists. They literally recruiting people, training them to carry out these acts. It's known, it's all out in the open. Why don't they go over there to the Philippines and dismantle these training camps? Why don't they dismantle their online networks? Why don't they shut down immediately any mosques that are found to be preaching hate preaching or encouraging people to hurt others who are not in their religion? It's just crazy. Imagine if there was other groups, other religions, who were plotting harm, physical harm, to groups who weren't in their religion. That religion and ideology needs to be contained in their own countries. Most of the terrorist attacks are in Muslim countries. It's done by Muslim extremists wanting to make their country even more extreme under Sharia law, etc. So, look, there's still going to be Muslim terrorist attacks, even if they're just refined to their own countries, but let's keep it that way. They talk about public safety. Our government, let's ban under 16s from social media. Let's crack down on online hate speech, whatever that is. And then let's limit the guns, and let's do an investigation and a review into this. Domestic violence is the biggest problem in the world, and gender equality, and kids and this and that. Honestly, these are pale. These are like domestic problems, but there is just this massive elephant sitting there with immigration. We are importing ideologies that want to do terrorism. Can you imagine how many homes out here in Western Sydney have ISIS flags in them, have terrorist flags, like groups that are not prescribed? Are they raiding any of these homes? I mean, if they find a tattoo on an Aussie up in the beach in some place where 100% of the people are white Australians and it's not offending anyone, they're literally arresting, taking them to court, financial, or locking them up in jail. This is crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. To think this reaction from Albo and his government has totally been a work piece of distraction and misdirection to society, to the media, to their own supporters, basically. They're selling them all out. They're selling out the Indians, the Chinese. I mean, they're not doing any terrorist attacks, but they just want to cover up all multiculturalism as though they think it's this great success, when it's failing us. Look at the crime rates. Look at the people in the prisons. And the law's so tired of it, they can't even give them bad penalties because it just looks too bad. The statistics of these people from other cultures who don't fit in, who don't belong, who don't want to abide by the peace-loving society that we have here, and they shouldn't be here. And whose fault is it? It's the government's fault. They're running this system. I think it's due to economic figures. That's why they bring in anyone and everyone. And due to their multicultural whacked thought that people and all cultures and people are equal, which is just crazy, man. I mean, if I went to live in another country, I would have to adapt to there. Otherwise, I wouldn't survive. But we allow people to come in here, not adapt, and we let them to survive. It doesn't make no sense, man. So yeah, Albo has just been like put with his pants down like a deer in the headlights, because his ideology has completely been anti-Jewish, pro-chaos, pro-multiculturalism, pro-gender fluidity, pro any sexual orientation under the sun. Just pro-chaos, basically. And now the chaos manifests itself in the streets with a Jewish community that has caused no problems in Australia. They've been here forever. They helped build the country, a massive asset to us. I mean, where do you hear of Jewish terrorist attacks around the world? No. When people point to Gaza, they are defending themselves as a sovereign nation against terrorists. Some people out there online are just so ridiculous to think that Israeli people are behind these attacks. It's so ridiculous if you think a little bit deep to think there's been over 50,000 of these Islamist terrorist attacks, and most of them in Muslim countries, Muslims on Muslims. Spastic to think that these are done by the Israelis. So yeah, put that in your pipe and smoke it, and tell me what you think in the comments. But Albo, unbelievable, like a squirming worm, because he's all up for whatever's going down, but he's just got caught with his pants down, and it's a hard one for him to squirm out with, but he's doing it with misdirection and straight out lies. But the other thing is, he's just a word salad. Albo is a word salad. He's standing up there telling us, my job is just to unite us all, so we all come together, kumbaya, have a cuddle, have a kiss, and we'll all be fine, there will be peace. No, that's just words. Actually do something. So everyone's calling him for a royal commission, a mature investigation, a mature response, and he's just denying it, doesn't want to uncover things that are going to make his government and him personally look culpable for what's going on. And so he's just a word salad. He's saying all these words that sound nice, but he's not doing anything. He's not doing enough. He's not an action man, because it's convenient for him. All right, tell me what you think. Have a good one. Cheers.